So here we have a 2011 Toyota Highlander. It's a pretty common car. You probably see it everywhere. I'm not surprised. But I remember being in this car back when it was new. I mean, I don't remember the exact details because I wasn't exactly a big car person then. But I remember it well enough when it was new to know that it was a normal car. And it still is a very, very normal car. This is not mine. This is Justin's. And it is about as average as you can get for a 2010s SUV. There's almost nothing special about it at all. But we're going to go over some of the personalized ones of this vehicle, such as all of the paint damage and stuff like that. There's a lot of paint damage. There's a scratch there, scratch here. There's some things there. There's a scratch here. There's a truck moving over there. There's yeah, there's a lot of scratches and stuff. There's a little mark there. The headlights are faded, of course. And that's all just that. And of course, up top, you have faded paint, but I can't see it that well. Oh my gosh, it's getting windy. Oh no, my audio quality has gone out the window. So there's a lot of paint problems with this car. However, it will not die. It's not going to die because that's not what this car is made to do. It's not made to die. It's made to live for 1 billion miles. Notice the pinstripe here that goes all the way down the car. Good design detail. Stolen from Rolls-Royce cars. And of course, you got glass here. It can open. You can open the back glass. The struts don't work, so I mean it just kind of falls, but you know, you got that. And of course, the trunk itself opens too. So you can open that, except that one does work. That one actually does hold itself up. And when you want to close it, you got a strap right here that you just pull closed and shut it. And that's pretty much it with really the outside of the car. I mean, I do like the way the headlights are shaped because they're easy to put your arm and like cups on and stuff. It makes it really convenient when you're at a party or something. I mean, if it's like your only car you got, it's great. Sure, why not? But that's pretty much it. It's not as tall as most SUVs. I'm about up to here on it, so this is what I'm seeing. But
he's 5'6" for reference.
I'm 5'7". I'm not 5'6". I'm 5'7". 5'7" for reference. But that does mean when it comes to inside stuff, I can easily manage to get in the middle seat and stuff. Probably should have learned how to put these seats up. How do you put these seats up?
Exactly what you were just doing it.
Pull this thing?
Yeah.
Aha. Oh, that's so inconvenient, though.
Yes, it is. Isn't it? You need 2 hands.
I probably do. Nope. I did it with 1. So that means with the back seats, I get plenty of leg room. In fact, I can stretch all the way out or pretty much lay down in the back. And I'll still have space. And the middle seat is really small, but that leads me to my next point. I'm gonna move these blankets back there. This car is a mom's car, if you can tell. The middle seat can actually be removed through some switcher back here, I'd presume, and it will store into the center console here, where you could switch it out for cup holders and storage, which was a really cool feature back in 2011 and is still a pretty cool feature. I don't know why, because we're having increased center console sizes, so I do not know why more car manufacturers aren't doing this. But honestly, I'd prefer to have just captain's chairs in the front and a bench in the back and have this space empty, although that doesn't really work in SUVs these days with children because they got to store stuff somewhere. Here you got your temperature controls for the back. It is a dual zone climate control, so you get one for the front and one for the back. And it works well. You got vents all the way in the back, and you got cup holders in the way back too. This does have a third row, by the way, but I can't be bothered to put it up because there's stuff. And although I've known this car for its whole life, I am not that familiar with it. Let's move on to the front now, shall we? I will take those. Where you will first off notice, this car is from 2011. This car is a year older than my Audi. And there's no center screen or anything. But then again, that is a luxury vehicle. This is more of a family vehicle. And I don't have to put my foot on the brake to start this car. You just kind of... Yeah, you can just kind of start it. And you'll notice here the only screen in the middle is the odometer. So this car has 126,000 miles, and I'm told that it's never had a check engine light or anything. I can't relate. We as a family own a lot of German cars. Well, not a lot. We own 2. So I mean, yeah, we have a A5 we have an S5 and an A7. And we have an Armada, which has already had a check engine light at 35,000 miles. But that was for throttle actuator, so. Now, you'll notice that it has a really cool red little glow thing. A line going across the tachometer and the speedometer. It looks a lot more faded in person, but on camera it looks really pronounced for some reason. Then you move over to here, where you'll notice there's your screen. That's what screen you get. If we just close the doors here, you can see what the screen does. It does fuel economy. Now it's a little out of it's the refresh rate's a little worse than the iPhones, so it's gonna be jittering in and out. It's gonna look like a lot of headlights in car videos. So yeah.
Does backup camera too.
It does do the backup camera. I can demonstrate what that looks like. Yeah. You get that. Check surroundings for safety. Oh, it's rolling. Then you get this, which is your radio controls. Now, I'm going to try and turn it on and not get copyright struck immediately. I think I did it. We're good. This is what the radio looks like. It's a little monochrome display with white pixels. That does a good enough job of telling you your radio stuff. This car does have Bluetooth. However, I remember from the way back past how insanely difficult it is to set up. You have to use voice commands. This is a lot like the Grand Cherokee I reviewed that also had to do voice commands, but this thing's on another level of just awful in terms of trying to connect Bluetooth. I don't know why manufacturers saw the need to use voice commands to connect the phone, when in reality, you could have just seen up here. You could have put it in there and been like, boop, 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 and then you've connected a phone. Yeah. These buttons, I assume here, are for your radio presets. 6 of them. Yeah, presets button right here. Radio, disc aux, setup, pause, play. But, oh, wait, here it is. I was about to say I'm not noticing a skip or rewind track, but it's right here. It goes up and down, weird enough, instead of side to side. And that does that too. Yeah. You can do it with this, but also this for some reason. These knobs feel really like loose, so like they just are able to go up and down really quickly if you need them to. Except this one. This one's a little more notchy, but this one's really just like free and loose. So that's cool. A big hazard light button here. You can press it with all 4 fingers. And when we move down here, we get AC controls, which are pretty basic. You could understand what they all do. No automatic AC control. No automatic fan. But that's okay, because you get this dial here. And when you have that dial there, what you do is you either go like that, or like that, and those are your, or like this, and those are your only 3 options. So, yeah, those are the AC controls. Down here, blank switch, unusual for a Japanese car. well, I mean, this isn't exactly the highest trim level. This one is the front wheel drive. I don't remember which trim level it is, but it's not the highest one. I know that. And then you get your snow mode there, and you just press it and snow mode turns on. It will let you know with a yellow light in the center gauge, the tachometer rather. And you get cup holders here, a bit messy, don't mind that. Then here you get most hated thing about automatics in my opinion is why do you have to incorporate shapes into the gear shifter when it's an automatic? It should be straight. Every single one should be straight. It should be straight down, straight up, instead of having to go through all these weird curves and stuff like it's a maze or anything. But you can shift your gears in this car. You can get sport mode, drive mode, park, reverse, neutral, and yeah, that's what you get instead of having 1, 2, maybe even 3. This is the best way to do it, hands down. For convenience, you do get a USB. My car doesn't get a USB, so that's really cool. I like to see that. You also get an aux, just a little storage there, and a cigarette lighter, which is really cool. And you get another one here too, which is also really cool. Personally, I'm not a fan of these little doors here, but that's just me. Some people may find different, but also I don't like, even in my car, I hate having this door here. I don't like having that. Just work it into where it looks flush, because 15 years down the road this is going to get stuck and you're not going to be able to use it. And also it makes it really annoying because stuff will fall down in this crack and you won't be able to get it. It's a design I wish they would stop doing. They're kind of they're kind of not doing it anymore, because I noticed in my dad's S5 compared to my A7, he doesn't have a door for it. But I guess manufacturers just wanted their cars to look cleaner for one state, but then it turns out to look ugly with the door up. More ugly than it would if you just left the space open. So I wish they would stop doing that. Up here I just noticed another blank switch. Don't know what that would have been for. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you can see the whole back of the car from that mirror. And that is not the rear view mirror. That would be this. That's the rear view mirror. This is just the predecessor to Toyota's microphones that they're doing now. But
I believe that was Honda.
was it?
Yes, with the Odyssey.
No, I remember it in Toyotas too.
Hmm.
I remember it being in a Highlander that had it
Everyone's
actually.
doing it now.
Oh, they are. I know Friends Mazda has it too.
Mazda.
Yes, the CX-9. If I reviewed that, it would pretty much be the same as this car.
Yeah, I'm not.
Except with a screen.
I'm not surprised.
And that's a 2015.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's really comfortable, though. I like it. Anyways, back to this review. Up here, you get your dome lights. They work halogen bulbs. So, I mean, not instant as LEDs. With lights, I'm a lights kind of person. If you have cool lights in your car that are LED, that's cool. My car doesn't have the LED package, but that's okay because they work well enough. I wish it did, though. Let's move over here where you see one automatic window. That would be the driver's side window. When I try and do the passenger, it doesn't go automatically up and down. And yeah, that sounded a little rough there. In terms of center or door storage, you don't get crazy amount like in modern cars. You do get some though. Here you have a little storage space. They're using it for a garage door opener since this car does not have one. Also, there's a blank switch here. Traction control. I've been told that goes, no matter if you have it on or off, it's going to turn itself on at 40 miles an hour, which means you cannot do high speed stuff without traction control on. Then you got your rain sensing wipers here. And I click that button on. I'm assuming I actually have to turn the windshield wipers on to use it. For the side vents here, you can turn them on or off. But you cannot with the center ones, which is a little little interesting. I know German cars like to do that a lot too, where they'll have the AC controls and then they'll have little things on the vents. BMW especially, because they'll do where you can open and close and you can adjust the temperature from here, which is weird. I wish I still had my old BMW to review. Maybe one day I'll get to review an old 02 540i. But contact me if you have one, please. Yeah. That's pretty much everything with the steering wheel controls, of course. You don't get any buttons on this side. You do get buttons on this side, though. Skip, rewind track, volume, mode, that does something. Telephone controls, I would not dare touch those in this car. That evil button, and DISP, I don't know what that is. And, of course, you got, the DISP is for display, obviously. That does that.
It's all fuel economy.
It's all fuel economy. That's what it does. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for the interior and exterior of the vehicle. And now we're going to drive it. Okay, so now we are driving the Toyota Highlander right off the bat. I notice front wheel drive. I'm not used to front wheel drive cars. I'm used to all wheel drive cars or rear wheel drive cars. I was about to say or better, but I don't know. I don't know what that means. But this thing's really touchy on the throttle. This thing's really touchy. It's kind of like the Armada amount of touchiness, other than it's front wheel drive and it's 270 horsepower instead of 390. The brake feel is really nice, actually. I can get behind the brakes. I like them a lot. And just taking these turns, we'll see later with the turns up ahead, but taking turns, it feels somewhat planted. And the turn signal stock feels so cheap, I'm not gonna lie. Acceleration. Traction control light. Okay. So I'm not gonna go up to 60 like I usually do. But I held the traction control light was on longer than the R8s was on out there. So yikes.
How about that torque steer?
Yeah, I felt the torque steer a little bit. That's why I was a little hesitant to go up to 60. Like I said, I'm not exactly used to driving front-wheel drive cars, so torque steer is kind of a foreign concept to me. However, next go-around when we have a straighter road to do it on. But the car accelerates very well. It also doesn't help that it's raining. That could be another factor. This car has pretty much new tires. It just likes to spin them for some reason, and I mean, the car drives straight. There's no real significant vibration through the wheel. I can feel a little vibration through the brake pedal when I press it, but that's normal-ish. Not really any vibrations through the gas pedal. In terms of it being quiet in here, I don't know. It's pretty loud on the inside compared to other cars. You can hear a lot in here. But that could also be due to the age and mileage. I don't know if really mileage will affect that too much. However, I know age is the main factor for seals wearing away and stuff. But yeah, you can hear a lot here. And we're going to turn here. Turn signal's really fast. Braking is good. Handling. Oh, there's a little bit of body roll, but that's okay. Sounds like a Toyota V6, so I mean it sounds like an average motor. Doesn't sound quite as good as my dad's old Acura, which I wish I could have reviewed before he sold it, but I did not take the time to do it. This car is the only real complaint I have about this car driving experience is that it is indeed an SUV, and I don't tend to like those. Although I do love driving Lauren's Jeep. I also don't like how touchy the throttle is.
Oh, speaking of Lauren, there's his house.
Yeah, don't show his address, please. I don't want to dox him. Yeah, that's Lauren's house there. But, yeah, this car, I'm just barely tapping the throttle, and we're going from, like, 1 to 2 K RPM every single time I even touch it.
It's not a bad transmission.
It's a little loose.
It's a 5-speed.
Oh, that'll do it. Come on. Let's go. That didn't look like a Stinger from the front. Roll We'll see. That was 60. Okay. I felt a little more confident because there wasn't any turns on the straightaway.
Quicker than the Jeep.
It's much quicker than the Jeep, although it has less power. The Jeep has 285 horsepower, and that's what I'm going to be comparing this car most to driving experience wise, because I spent the whole day driving the Jeep the other day, and now I'm driving this. But obviously the Jeep's a little out of the league of this in terms of price range. The Jeep has a lot more features, but in terms of just raw driving experience, I don't know. These mid-size SUVs are really good, especially modern day ones are really good about not feeling like an SUV at all. But they still feel like SUV. Kia Stinger's going in the park too. Look at that. Look at that.
Better than an A7.
It's not at all. They're going to stop making them like in a year.
Yeah, no one bought them.
No one bought them. They tried, and I thought it was a great idea, but I mean, hey, they came out with the Telluride, and that's selling at least.
I want to review one of those.
I do too. And yeah, oh goodness, wow. I just noticed the suspension. You can feel it a little bit, but that's of course because it is a normal suspension system. It's not air suspension, so you can feel a lot of the bumps and stuff.
And it's 125,000 mile suspension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I will always advocate for having smaller wheels, bigger tires, because you can really tell a difference between the ride quality of something with big wheels and small tires, and small wheels and big tires. Because this car rides so nice on these tires, and that's what does a lot of the dampening in the sounds too, is the tires. It is it's great. I would not be disappointed in dailying this thing, but it is a Toyota, and that's kind of what they do. The mirrors do not dip when you are reversing. I know the Armada does. There's no lines, so you kind of have to know.
Because the backup camera's like a square inch.
It's not a square inch. But yeah, that's pretty much all that there is to this car. It's a basic family SUV. There's not much more to say. Hopefully I should get more cars to review soon. I'm trying to keep my upload schedule somewhat decent. But until next time, yeah, buy Lorne products. See ya.